Hello, and welcome to episode 114 of Unqualified Game Chat. I am your host, Azario Lopez, and with me today is the green looks good on him, Spencer, the Legacy.
Hello, don't chroma key out my shirt so I'm just a floating
Yeah,
head. It
add the
has
SpongeBob,
ape
big
escape
SpongeBob
monkeys.
on there, or one of those hentai girls with their tongues
Oh
out.
yeah, don't
You,
do that.
you
Don't do that.
degenerates.
I don't want it.
You,
Hey, is
we
that a
see
new
you.
in the background there? Is that Fire Emblem Fates Super Special Edition?
yeah, yeah, it is. I just put it out. Just maybe someone will notice.
I was like, wait a minute, I recognize that. I played all three of those. There it
Oh,
is.
it's unopened. I got it to flex on nerds.
Yeah, it's the only physical version with Revelation.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you.
Uh, well, maybe one day you can come over and I'll let you open it, and then
Wow.
we could smell the packaging together.
We can smell the packaging and we can say, hey,
Yeah,
you guys can't play this. You guys can't play this.
I have
The
an
3DS
unopened
eShop got
copy.
shut down.
I have an unopened copy of Avalon Code on
Oh,
DS as well. I would love,
wow.
I would love to open that with you and then
Wow.
smell the inside. Give it,
Steamy.
give it a nice whiff.
It's getting romantic in here.
I know. I'm really speaking to your heart right now.
Yeah. Oh my.
you weren't
Opening
you
packages.
weren't
Whew.
expecting this love bomb.
I wasn't. This is a little. Whew.
well,
Holy.
um, hello everyone. I've been meaning to do this on the top of the show every time, but Unqualified Game Chat is a weekly podcast posted to Patreon every Thursday. We try to hit every Thursdays. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we do. But it is on Patreon, and it's available a week early for Patreon subscribers before it goes up on our YouTube channel. If you have a question or comment, be sure to let us know in the comments, and we'll likely get to it here. On Patreon, you can comment there as well.
Yeah.
And that's my spiel.
You did at the beginning this time. That's good.
I'm getting, it took me 114 episodes, but
You got there. You got there. Slow and steady wins the race.
Maybe it takes me 114 episodes to get professional because people actually listen to this now.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah. At
have
the
to be,
beginning, there was like no one. Now
yeah.
there's a whole big number.
I could talk all the shit I wanted.
Yeah.
I went to PAX last week.
It's true.
That's the reason why we missed last week's episode.
And I was
Very
sick.
sorry. You were sick?
I was. I
Oh.
had a bad cold, but it's mostly gone now.
I hope you feel better.
Thank you.
PAX, I might get sick from PAX. Who knows? That
PAX box.
PAX flu is always a lingering. You know,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
you're like, oh, I survived, and then the next weekend comes, and
And you're flat out.
you're flat out.
Ugh.
It was a lot of fun. PAX this year, I think the way that because okay, so you can focus on anything you want at PAX. You can focus on previews where you just go around to every station playing games. So on that, I don't like doing that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Usually because you'll get like 15 appointments, it's almost impossible to cover all 15 games that you preview.
Yeah.
Whether you don't take good enough notes or you didn't have enough time to actually form an opinion about whatever you played. And then there's the opposite of you're playing 15 to 20 different games and you're not allowed time to like actually know the controls, or you're like pressing random stuff. I don't know how do you get like that? Like you kind of forget the controls of
Yeah.
sometimes.
Especially you combine like time zone differences. You might be tired. You just flew in. You're not used to the game. It might be a different console than the one that you use
Yeah.
by standard. So you're like, oh, it's a lot
And
of things that can combine into some embarrassing moments.
the developers like looking over your shoulder the entire time you're playing too.
Yeah, that too.
It's pretty weird. It's a pretty surreal experience.
Yeah.
Uh, and so if you mess up, it kind of hurts. It kind of hurts more because the developer saw it, and you don't want to make them think that I don't know they made a bad game or something. But I don't
Yeah.
know. It's not. It's
That's
not.
where I'm always like, I always say, I'm like, oh man, I'm sucking.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
always
yeah.
try and like make sure they know they're not like, oh no, we should have designed that to be more clear for
Yeah.
dunderheads like this guy. Well, it's just like, oh man, that jet lag. Ooh, that's killing me.
I
Oh
say, I
man.
say, I say, can you put it on journalistic mode for me?
Yeah,
Um,
that's what you got to do because you know it's not their fault. It's my fault. It's and you have and there's a bit of pressure to like, oh, I have a limited time. Oh, yeah,
and because it usually takes place on their booth, there's tons of other people
yes,
who want to play this game. Sometimes you cut them in line, and it's again, it's weird. It's weird.
yeah.
Um,
Whenever you
so
cut,
that
it
is
does.
what.
There is pressure because they're like press guys. That sorry, press is going, and then everyone's like,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, and then you're like,
But
oh shit, they're gonna watch and be like, this guy's ahead of me.
yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
Now they're all judging you. Now you have to play the game. It's
yeah.
time to play the game.
I love that
Sorry.
guy. I love the videos of
Mark
that guy.
Mark co-owner of Noisy Pixel did a music video with that guy. I think it's
Wow.
available. I think it's out somewhere right now. I'll share it with you,
Oh,
Spencer. I'll see where it's at.
okay,
But yeah, he
perfect.
met him. Kind of fun.
Hell yeah.
Um, so that's the one way. That's the way I used to cover PAX, and it didn't always work because I would only cover about 5 of the 20 games I played or 15 games I played. Um, then I tried just doing B-roll and doing like really surface level previews, video previews of the
Yeah,
game. So every place I went to, I would capture. I would bring my capture card. This is years ago. Um, they still kind of allow that now, but now a lot of PR people just say we have 10, 15 minutes of B-roll for you. Like usually
yeah.
they come with it and I don't have to capture
Give you
anything.
a USB or
Uh,
something.
yeah. So I like that way. I liked that way for a while, and I still technically like that approach, but the show floor coverage where that we do that's kind of G4E and stuff like that, it's very much one or the other. I can't do both. I can't do the capture and all the things and then also do the interviews because you have a team of people now that's walking around with you. You have 4 people now, um, and including me going booth to booth to do these interviews.
Hmm.
And it doesn't work if I'm playing the game and just have 3 people off to the side just kind of like waiting for me. You know,
Yeah,
it's very counterintuitive to getting stuff done because realistically the good approach would be if someone else was recording all the capture, doing all the capture, going from station to station to capture, and I just went by myself with the camera crew around. That would
yeah.
be ideal, but we didn't have the budget for more staff writers at this event. But we made it work. We made it work. I would say that this year we have really perfected the show floor
Ooh,
interview scene in terms of entertainment, in terms of which games to highlight, in terms of walking the show floor and showing off the event to people. This is like our way of getting people who don't have access to have access. I mean,
yeah.
Spencer, you didn't get
No.
to PAX, but I do know I do feel like this video will make you feel like you did.
Oh, wow. A little virtual tourism.
Maybe we'll have Spencer write the forward for the video. Do they do that for videos?
I don't know. Like a beautiful narration, like David Attenborough. Like, PAX,
I've always wanted to walk a show floor.
Penny Arcade Expo. What a noble adventure.
It allowed me to walk the show floor like never before.
And
Put
I
that on the
saved
bus.
on airfare.
And I say, and food. Jesus Christ, Boston, you need to chill out with that food prices. God
Is it
damn,
bad now? Is it Boston's got expensive
it's a
food?
lot of fish.
There's a lot of fish.
But
Been to
I'm
Boston a couple
vegetarian.
times.
It's really bad in that area.
Yeah.
It's really bad in that area. It's just the harbor area. It's the rich people area. Traffic sucks. Everything sucks. It rained
Everything's
only one day.
bogus.
But please expect like um some really cool bits and interviews that we did. Um, at Seattle, I had a tough time trying to really figure out like how to do this, and I was really hard on myself to the point where I got couple anxiety attacks last PAX West,
Yeah.
and that's all been well documented.
Mhm.
Just
We all
it's
know.
we all know.
Okay.
Um, but uh, but I didn't feel an ounce of that at PAX East.
Nice.
Um, w- I it's gonna sound a little lame, I guess, or low brow. But I will say that it was the gamers that really motivated me
Yeah.
to do my best.
Your secret power was the
My
gamers.
secret power, yeah. A few people while walking by yelled out like Noisy Pixel and stuff, and um, we're showing up, and I will for readers who do have access, who do care about the industry. I will say they're Noisy Pixel sites like Noisy Pixel, Monster Vine, um, Gamatsu to in that same breath, Siliconera. I don't know, maybe not even Siliconera because they're owned by like gamers or something. But independent media, I think do take a moment out of your week or day or anything to just like scroll a independent website, read the news that they have, figure out, give yourself a chance to figure out if maybe they can fit into your I don't know, like when I was reading gaming websites, I would have like a list. I would go IGN, GameSpot,
Yeah.
Operation Rainfall, Siliconera, Monster Vine, there's a few others that I would go to.
Your
Gamatsu.
go-to sites that you would check.
Yeah, and then you would just go down that line.
Yeah.
It worked really well when I was in college between classes, and I would just do it between classes. I would just read when the Daily Fix was on, and
Yeah,
like
classic.
IGN was good about that shit. Um, so uh, so I would do that. So I think other people have that same like triage in their head too. So I would say expand maybe your echo chamber a little bit to
Yeah.
include other independent sites that are really killing it right now. Because we need to, I think, creating a nice symbiotic circle of valuable niche coverage of indie games, and just because we don't just cover like the $80 games. And I feel like that's the trouble with GameSpot and IGN, is that they're only allowed to really cover
Yeah.
big
They don't
games.
have the time or manpower to check out the small
Yeah.
like the indie games that aren't like Cuphead where it's like, whoa, the big indie game. It's
Mhm.
like the more like the visual novels, small
Yeah,
little
I
indie
would be
titles.
surprised if IGN covers any like $10, $15 games.
Yeah.
And that's
Unless
something
they
that
go like viral.
as like money gets tighter, I think those reviews are going to do far better.
Yeah.
And
Oh, 100%.
I think people will wait. I don't see gamers buying those $80 games at launch anymore. Maybe
No,
Nintendo games, they don't go down in price, huh?
they never go down. I miss Nintendo Selects so bad.
Yeah, I'll take a
Well,
red
you get
case,
like a
an
little
ugly red case.
$20, yeah, $20, and you can play Link Between Worlds. You can play Animal Crossing City Folk. You can, oh, so cheap, so nice. Luigi's Mansion 2.
Did you get a Switch 2 pre-order in?
No, I'm too broke, but I'll get one down the line. You know,
I am too, but I do this thing where I just eat ramen for a month, and that
yeah,
usually pays for whatever gross thing that I don't need
true.
to
Ramen's
pay for it.
good if you throw the eggs in there, some green
Yeah,
onion.
yeah. You gotta, after a week of straight ramen, you gotta
You
play with
gotta
it
get
a little
creative.
bit.
Yeah. You
Make
gotta.
like
I mean, you
a
mix up the flavor. You got beef. You got chicken. You got maybe some buldak if you want to do expensive
oh.
ramen. Maybe a little four cheese
I
buldak.
like to I like to put that kimchi in there.
Ooh,
Put a little bit of
ooh,
kimchi on there.
fancy,
So
fancy.
good, so good. Um, yeah, definitely get creative with the ramen or turn it into a chow mein.
Yeah, true. You could get a Costco rotisserie chicken. Throw some of the chicken in the ramen. seven
That's
ninety nine in Canada for a rotisserie chicken from Costco. It's pretty
I
good.
think like $5.99 here.
Yeah, there you go. That's a loss leader right there.
Yeah. If you know it, yeah. Yeah. With these prices, I just don't know who's like, fuck, dude. I don't know if I was watching this like I think they were saying that like less than 20% of gamers buy more than one game a year or something like that. Like there's
Yeah,
some like low statistics on gaming, and it kind of makes sense because there's so many freaking people in this world, I guess.
yeah,
Like that's why when we have competition, I think competition is fine because there is so many much people in this world.
yeah.
Like I think
Competition's good.
I think there's room for a Monster Vine to exist, and in the same breath, a Gamatsu and a Noisy Pixel. You know, like that's
Yeah,
why all of these little sites can exist
yeah.
because,
There's so
um,
much out there.
yeah, and some are doing better than others. But I think what these sites bring unique is coverage of cheaper games, essentially,
Yeah,
and more niche experiences that maybe you have to fill in the blanks when you play them. Maybe they're a little maybe the story isn't super focused. I don't know. I think in my time coming, I always reevaluate the way that I approach indie games, and something that's kind of weighing on me right now is the indie game that is created as a student project to get good at a skill and then get hired somewhere else. So you'll see like these indie games that are just like, why is someone marketing this? Like it just looks like a little Fall Guys fighter or something like that. And it's clearly just a developer's first game that they can use as their resume. And
yeah,
I will cover those games, but I'm trying not to review them so much because the review is just going to be a 6 or a 7, or
yeah.
it's
It's
just
gonna
going
be
to
like
be
a
me
5 out of
shitting on the
10,
game.
and
Yeah.
then
So
that doesn't work.
I'm being more aware. I'm being more aware of like
Yeah.
those student projects as I get deeper down the indie hole. But I said this about GDC. There are so many fucking indie games out there.
Hmm.
There are so many video games, and PAX is like we didn't cover everything. I think we had like 47 meetings. We had like it was it was a lot. It was a
Yeah,
lot, and there was still more that we could have seen. And it's weird because you look online and in some corners of this industry, you'll see a lot of negativity. And another part I want to like highlight more is the positive side. You know, like
yeah.
these are fucking
What you
video
enjoy
games.
playing. Yeah,
Everyone's always like shaming people and waving their finger, and I'm like, I guess, but also video games, you know,
yeah. They're made
just
for
exhaust.
fun.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I think right now in terms, and I don't know how you're approaching your coverage of games. I know you just put out a review, didn't you, of
Capcom,
Cap- Oh yeah,
Capcom
that was
Flying
today,
Collection
huh?
2. That was today. Yeah,
Yeah, I forgot. I
that
was
was
editing
fun.
the video right before this call.
Yeah, that was this morning. Yeah, no, that's I love Power Stone. So I was really excited. I love Power Stone. I love Capcom vs SNK too. So this was the collection where I was like following up the Marvel vs Capcom collection with this. Ooh, baby. Ooh, what a good 1-2 punch.
You did Oblivion Remastered too. I read that
I
review the other
did.
day.
Yeah. That was they did it. They had a perfectly deserved janky game that I said, oh, they better not change the jank. And Todd Howard said, I'm not going to change the jank, and he didn't, and it worked
so
beautifully.
so I'm glad like that saying that is like I would suggest listeners to read Spencer's reviews to really understand his voice outside of this
Yeah, my
podcast and my
booming
reviews.
voice.
I think I'm a little I think I tried to approach reviews now more from like should you buy this? You know, should
Hmm.
you buy this now? Can you wait? And I'm trying to remind gamers as much as I can, you don't need to buy this right away. You don't like being a
No, yeah,
conversation. Being a part of the conversation is not feasible anymore. I would suggest waiting on a sale for everything. To be honest, with the way
yeah.
updates go, like um
You can play with all the DLC and stuff after
yeah,
once the game's been out for a bit.
I just like to stress that like get the games you need, and in that same breath, like that's why websites like this exist. There's a
Yeah, it's
ton of
true.
indie games. No one has any money, us included.
It's true.
uh, and so, but we still want to play video games, and we still want to play
My big
unique video games.
example is I raved last year. I raved about Star Wars Outlaws. I probably wouldn't have if I played it at launch because it had all those
Mhm.
issues. I played it months after launch, and it had all the fixes and a bunch of DLC, and I had a great time. So it's like if waiting can be positive in the modern gaming landscape because like shit's gonna get fixed. Like it's there's no harm to waiting unless it's like a multiplayer game, in which case it might die if you don't play it
I
fast enough. But
have you ever bought a like ultimate pass DLC that lets you get all the updates that come out? Like you buy it at launch, like it's like
yeah,
$30, and then you're promised the next
the
3
two
updates
season
for free.
passes and
Yeah, the season shit.
yeah,
Have you ever done
yeah,
that?
I've gotten those before. Yeah,
For what?
I did it when Marvel vs. Capcom 3 came out. I got the version that came
Mm.
with the DLC. Same with it's typically fighting games or like Persona 3 Reload. I got the answer thing because I wanted
Oh, that's a
that.
good buy. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
it's
think the
typically things where it's like a story or characters where I'm like, I know for a fact that I will return to this for this.
that's like
That's
the best way to do it, because I remember the last time I bought one of those season passes was BioShock Infinite. And I feel
oh,
like
okay,
I
yeah,
feel like I was a little let down by a few of those updates, and I think the last one wasn't
yeah,
even what we asked for or something like that. It
yeah. I've heard
was
that
like a
the Rapture DLC was
weight-based
good.
thing or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was the last one I bought, and I was like, "Man, I wanted like I don't know what I was expecting. I was younger back then.
yeah.
Times were different. Times were different."
It was a different time. That was Bioshock Infinite was a long time ago now. I was in high school. It's scary.
Um, the next events are Summer Games Fest
Hmm.
and Anime Expo.
Ooh,
Um, both events I'll be at, and hopefully Spencer will be at one.
I might be at Summer Game Fest. We'll see. I got to figure that
Fingers
out.
crossed.
Yeah.
If not, he's going to he promised a PAX West appearance, so you'll see him in
That's
our show
true.
floor coverage.
Yeah,
We'll
I'll
get
be
him in a bit.
somewhere. You'll
We'll
see
do
me
an
somewhere this
unqualified
year.
bit.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Other than that, I'm a little exhausted right now. So I
Oh, I
think,
imagine.
yeah, dude. So I guess I can end this call with or this podcast with the hell that I went through to get home on
Yeah, tell
Monday
me.
after PAX. So I was supposed to board at 5 p.m. on Boston to get back home. There was a layover for an hour in Chicago. So go to Chicago
Connecting
and then
flights are
come home.
dangerous. That's always risky.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's just my city is just not that city that
Yeah.
gets um so I get on the plane 5 o'clock and pull out. It starts they stop on the tarmac and they're like, "Hey, we have an AC issue on one of the ACs. We're getting a mechanic down here." It was delayed for an hour and 20 minutes on the tarmac.
Ooh.
We're just sitting there. Hour and
Ooh.
20 minutes. So, that hour layover got smaller and smaller in
Yeah.
Chicago, and when we landed, we had about 15 minutes that we could have ran to that next gate and
Yeah.
got on the plane. But when we landed in Chicago, there was a plane in at our gate,
Oh no.
stuck there another 40 minutes.
Oh
So
no.
I missed my flight to Chicago, or
That's
missed my
happened to
flight
me.
home
That's
from
rough.
Chicago. And I look at
Yeah.
my phone and they updated my ticket to 8:30 a.m. the next day
Ooh.
with a connection flight in Texas, and then I go home again. So I leave
Oh.
it, and then so I wouldn't get home until Tuesday on 1:30, and I said, "Fuck that! I'm
Yeah.
gonna do something crazy. I'm gonna do something only Azario would do." So I call United, and there's like 15 minutes before 9, which a plane is leaving um, for San Francisco. So I
Mhm.
called them and I was like, "Hey, can you get me on this plane?" They got me on the plane. So
Wow.
I run, they're closing the doors, and I get on the plane, and just in time, and I sit down. So we're sorry. We got a light issue. We got a mechanic coming down. Delayed
Oh
another
no.
hour and 50 fucking minutes. Okay, so
Oh
let me
no.
preface, this plane is not going to my home. This plane is going
No.
to San Francisco, which is almost 3 hours away from my home. It's now
Yeah.
9 p.m. I called and requested to rent a car from San Francisco so I could drive it home when I get there. But
Yeah.
the place closes at 12. Well, we're supposed to get there at 11:20, but not anymore because we just got delayed
No.
an hour and a half. So I don't end up
Oh.
getting to San Francisco until 2 a.m. Go to the car rental. Car rental place is closed, but there is another car rental place there. And so I rent a car, and I drive home. Also, baggages aren't in San Francisco. They're
Oh,
being
they got
sent
sent.
to my house. They are being sent to my house, or to
That's
my
good.
they were being sent to the airport that
Yeah.
were by my house. And I picked those up on Tuesday, but then I drove home and got home at like 5:30 a.m.
Oh my god. That's a real. That's always. Oh, that I've had that exact shit happen. That sucks. That's the
But no
worst.
part of my body was gonna fucking stay the night in Chicago. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
tell
Well, I
you what.
mean, you stood up for yourself. You got yourself. It didn't work
Wait,
out because everyone else delayed you too. But
yeah. Waking up to the cast of Shameless, like doing some maintenance or cleaning the
yeah,
airport, and I'm just like, what's going on?
like,
Like,
oh, am I already there yet? Or
oh, I forgot I'm in Chicago.
oh, I'm in Chicago.
Um, so handled it. I very lame, but I kept my cool, and
Yeah,
I kept got yeah. It sucked. It's because I still had work in the morning, so
yeah,
so that was another reason why I had to get home, because I did have work, and yeah, it was an experience. Just keep trying. The moral of the story: never give up.
never give up. Always
Never give
try
up.
your best.
Yeah,
Be
and
your
always
own
try your best.
advocate
Yeah, be the change you want to see in the
in the airport
airports.
system. Yeah,
Also, United, I complained to them. You bet your ass I complained to them, and I
yeah.
got two $500 vouchers.
Wow, I complained to WestJet last year, and they still haven't given me anything about PAX.
Really?
Yeah,
They need, dude. You want me to call them? I'm gonna call
I
them for you,
mean,
Spencer. I will call them for you, Spencer.
I'm calling on behalf of my client, Spencer Legacy.
I'm Spencer's not official lawyer, but for this call,
But for this call, I'm his representative, and frankly, we were very disappointed. And
so good luck to anyone traveling out there. Traveling sucks right now in the
traveling does
U.S.
suck.
There's an event next week that I decided just I'm gonna drive to as well. There's a
Yeah,
press event happening next week, and I was like, "Hey guys, can you cancel my tickets? I'm just gonna drive." And this is at the end of the episode. I feel kind of weird right now. I don't know why, but I've been feeling kind of weird about accepting um,
accommodations.
stuff from PR people and stuff like that.
Yeah,
If I can get there on my own, I think I should at least attempt that instead
hmm
of accepting the airfare and the hotel crap.
you gotta
Um,
do what you're comfortable with.
yeah, yeah, and I played around with both, and
Yeah.
I also love just day trips. I don't want to fucking stay the night anywhere, and I hate hotels. I hate traveling.
Oh, you hate
Um,
hotel. I still have a childlike love of hotels, where it's like, wow,
really?
a special
Like I
room
like a
for
Disney
me.
hotel or something fun, or just like
No, just any hotel. I'm like, wow, this is my room.
this is my new room.
This is my new room until tomorrow. Wow.
What do
Nobody
you
can
do
bug me
first?
in here.
I always judge the shower. Um
The
so I'll
pressure.
always try to I like to take a shower and then I judge it
Yeah,
afterwards. That's my thing.
yeah. Shower's
Also, I
important.
judge the blow dryer.
Oh, you blow dry. Okay.
Yeah, I don't get this blowout. I don't get this natural blowout.
I towel
It's all
dry.
hot air, baby.
Wow. I just do the done.
Oh, even the spike?
Yep, the spike does itself.
Whatever. Not all of
Uh,
us have volume like you.
that's true.
Um, that's the show, guys.
What'd you
Remember
all
to
think?
subscribe to us on Patreon and ask us questions because we'll answer
Ask
them.
us whatever you like. Keep it PG-13.
Todd B,
You
you
can go
can sneak it.
14A.
You can.
I don't think you guys have 14A. I think that's a
No,
Canadian
but I
rating.
want it. Now I'm jealous
Yeah.
that I don't have 14A.
We have 14A. 14A, a bunch of whenever I remember like R-rated movies would always be 14A here. It was for a long time. It was a weird thing. But
Also, you can watch Terminator. Wait, I think Terminator was like PG-13, I think.
I don't know. I wasn't alive
I don't
when
think I was
Terminator and
either.
Terminator 2 came out. I was
T2?
born I wasn't alive for T2, I don't think. I love that
Wow.
movie, but I don't think I was alive when it came out. I'm a mid-90s baby.
Yeah, I made a joke in front of a lot of younger 20-year-olds or low 20-year-olds, and I said, "Oh, did you T2 him when you went away or when you left?" Or I said something like that, and they're like, "Did you T2 him?" And I was like, "Oh yeah,
Did
like
T2? You were like
you go
da
like."
da 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 da, and they were like, "What are you doing?" You're like, "What's wrong with you?"
I felt like that's a universal expression. It's
Zoomers.
the
Sorry,
Oscars,
did you
baby.
Terminator Genesis them?
Did you Terminator Genesis them? What did happen? What happened in Genesis? I've
I don't
seen
even
them all.
remember.
Who
Oh,
cares? It's
okay.
all about T1, T2.
Yeah, it is all about T1, T2. I've heard that the show was good, but I've never seen it. The Sarah
Ooh, me
Connor
neither.
Chronicles, but I've
Oh,
never
I should
seen it.
watch
But
that.
people talk about it a lot. I don't know.
Mm.
There
Well,
you go.
everyone, thank you for watching and listening, and we will talk to you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Voice Pixel.